Deputy Superintendent Siraj. Yeah, I better say it right, or else I might just be jailed like England were right there at the Oval. Absolutely phenomenal. Yesterday we spoke about the wind predictor. For me, I thought 50-50. Wind predictor disagreed, said 80-20 or something, but Siraj quickly proved this morning how quickly a game of cricket can turn. Absolutely phenomenal by him. You know, yesterday Harry Brook opened up a door for him. He doesn't see doors, he sees barnyard doors. Okay, he storms into your house, England, and he turns the whole place upside down. And he did it alongside Krishna, great opening pair. They secured a famous victory for India at the Oval. Let's start at the beginning. Now, yes, only an hour's play, but the amount of things that happened in that hour, guys, the tactical brilliance by India as well, which we're going to talk about, obviously. But let's start with that first over. 35 runs. From England's perspective, they probably wanted to come in and get this game done before the second new ball, right? Which was 22 balls away. 35 runs, 22 balls. Bazball, for them, they'll fancy that, right? They'll want to go for it. And they did. Krishna was maybe a little bit short in that first over, very understandable. It's nerves, but they got 2 boundaries away. Jamie Overton is a big lad. Don't really want to go too short. Now after that, the pressure for Siraj to come in. Because in that next over, England could have broken the chase. Yes, it's only 35 runs, but it's still a chase that had to be completed. Look at this accuracy from Superintendent right here. I mean, it is Glenn McGrath-like accuracy, this, in that moment, under that kind of pressure, guys. And look at sort of like the channel. Stuart Broad and them talk about bowling the channel. 35 runs, the last thing you want to do is go to the stumps too early, too straight. They get the ball away on the leg side, scores a couple of runs, boundaries, etc. They were right there. And if you bowl right there, right, let's say about 6th, 7th stump, etc., England are going to have to play for the ball. So India probably also thought to themselves, well, okay, if this ball was not going to do anything, we're not going to give you easy runs. We're just going to throw the ball outside there. And if you're brave enough, us with our fantastic, you know, the Indian wrist positions, how you get that ball to swing out was marvelous for me. So you guys are going to have to go for it. You know, we're waiting for the new ball. We're also waiting for that 30 minutes to pass, right, with the heavy roller, even though it didn't even feel as though a heavy roller did anything, because, you know, Siraj, even Krishna in his second over, got the ball swinging out beautifully. But I thought that tactic right there by India, fantastic. And the setup for Jamie Smith was just absolutely gorgeous. And Ravi Shastri, the legend, called it. You know, if India get a wicket 5-6 minutes in, the other thing that I will say about that is because England would probably want to go out there and just get the runs, right? They don't want to trample about, score a couple of singles here. They want to go out and they want to see in their head kind of like, we've got 3 wickets in hand, so let's just bloody go for it. But the moment you lose a wicket, it's going to put them back in their shell, right? Which is exactly what we saw. Gus Atkinson, I thought, did really well. But even when he came out, bit of in the shell kind of stuff, right? So again, that tactic by India, we've got to give Morne Morkel credit. You know, he's been under fire this whole series. There's talk of him being, his head being on the chopping block, etc. But I thought that plan right there to play out the heavy roller or play for the new ball, which good decision by Shubman Gill to actually not take the new ball, because, you know, we saw this happen in the past in this series, India getting rid of a ball that was doing so much. They were not going to do it again. This ball was talking. This ball was the right ball for them to win this match. And they ended up doing it. They ended up, again, you know, also that LBW there from Siraj, the second wicket, I think that he got. Again, just a couple of beautiful outswingers and then just that one sneaky ball. Because that's when you start building up confidence as a bowler, right? You start thinking, okay, that was the plan, but can I just throw one little rocket in here? And what a ball. And I think some people would look at that LBW, you know, umpire's call, but I think you have to understand that in England, if you are brave enough as bowlers to pitch the ball up a bit fuller, obviously not over pitch the ball, but you know what I'm talking about, a little bit fuller, the umpires tend to actually more than not go the bowler's way, because they think to themselves, this isn't going over the stumps. You know, it's full enough. And so I thought that was a very fair The umpires did look nervous. The one with Krishna, though, I felt like that was the Indian crowd. You guys really affected the match as well. So congrats to you guys for just being out there and giving that support. But well-deserved winners, India. And you kind of felt it last night. I think that some people, even the English commentators, were saying that it felt a bit unfair. Stuart Broad said later on, you know, the sun is out, people are wearing their sunglasses, there's still 20 minutes to the starting time, but yet the match was called off for the day. So I think, you know, the cricketing gods, they've shone upon India today, and rightly deservedly so, because India were so on top last night. And yeah, I think India could be incredibly proud. I think we need to also take a moment to just, you know, take our hats off a little bit there for, I've got hat hair, so I'm not going to take it off entirely, but for Chris Woakes, I thought that was amazing. I also thought it was amazing how Gus Atkinson managed to keep him away. He never faced a single bloody ball, so that was also incredible. Standouts of this cricketing match, obviously Mohammad Siraj with his 9 wickets, Dale Steyn, Gunstein, he called it. Krishna as well, you know, he took a 4th in this. Again, Gill, good decision to, I think, go with your 2 best bowlers. Who else? Washington Sundar, that 50 runs that he smacked at the speed of light. Harry Brook, surprisingly, let's just quickly speak about this though. So Baz McCullum chose the player of the series for India, Shubman Gill. I think, you know, Siraj, Shubman Gill, but you're not very often going to see 700 runs in a test series. So well deserved. He played incredibly well. So I thought that was, you know, good decision. Here we come to Gigi having to pick the English man of the series. And goodness me, I mean, I guess heads popping up, heads definitely popped today. Names popping up in our heads. I think we would all say Ben Stokes, Joe Root, you know, 2nd highest run getter, but no. Even for me, Ben Ducker, I thought some of the innings that he played were like match winning and match deciding, and some of them were really under pressure. It ended up being Harry Brook. So I don't know, let me know in the comments if you agree with that, because I certainly definitely do not agree with that. I don't know if Gigi was just like, I don't care, I'm just gonna pick a name on a list, and yeah, okay, Harry Brook scored 100 in this match, yeah, sure, let's just make it Harry Brook, you know. But yeah, again, let's go to Harry Brook. 150 odd runs, I think, in this match. This was his best performance, but he should feel disappointed. He's a leader of this English side now. And like I said, don't know if I said it on here, but there's a big 5-6 months coming up for him, touring down under. If that's not a good series for him, he's going to have to deal with being the captain of England in his favourite place in the world, India. And look, Sri Lanka is not a piece of cake at all. We saw India in the ODI series, it's spinning, it is goal, it is spinning there. So big couple of months for him coming up. So I think, you know, not getting the team over the line here, maybe, like I said, you're a leader. So as a South African, I've seen this too often as well. I think every team has seen this. The players who are in have to take the responsibility, because in a game of cricket, like I said, you give Siraj a door, he smashes down the entire household, and before you know it, you're gone. You've lost the match. So that's a big moment for me. I thought, again, we spoke about this, Akashdeep 66, how vital did that become? Yashaswi's century as well, Joe Root's century. Josh Tongue, Gus Atkinson, also both with 8 wickets. I think that would make England feel a bit better that Josh Tongue, you know, sort of like came to the party as well in this test match. And finally, let's just go back to Gill for a moment there. Look at this. He scored almost 20% of the runs in this series. A big talking point there. Yeah, I know India have a little bit more left-handed batters than they do right-handed batters, but this just kind of also points out that if the left-handed batters scored 50% of the runs, right, this is definitely a point for England to look at, because we know Australia, they've got quite a few left-handed batters. So I think that's something they're going to have to look at, their plans. They really seem to lack those types of plans when there's not a Ben Stokes and there's not a Jofra Archer. So yeah, that's going to be a big moment for them, but I will cover the series a bit more. We've got a couple of ideas coming up for the rest of the week, but fantastic cricket match, and it's one for the ages, guys. It's one that you're going to tell your kids about, and it's one that would give this Indian team and India as the nation so much hope for what is to come in the future. And I think Gill, we've been harsh on him at times, but that's the thing about Test cricket, is you're going to have to learn, and you're going to have to learn fast. I remember Pat Cummins, you know, he was quite new to the captaincy and he had to come and play the Ashes. And after that, he just turned into, he was a good captain there, but after that, he just absolutely flourished in that role. So sometimes you need to put yourself in these difficult kind of positions, and you need to take from it, and you need to learn from it, and you need to grow from it. So I'm actually very excited to see how he goes forward. And I think one of the next series is South Africa in India. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this match and this hour, and looking forward to just covering the best moments coming up in this week.